What's up, everyone? I'm Eric Krakauer. He is Lloyd Sam, and we are talking cups over cups.
I'm about to cheers you. Can you cheers coffee?
Yeah.
Let's
I don't know if I
cheers.
can
Let's
reach. You're not a big coffee drinker, are you?
I'm not a big coffee drinker, man. But I do want to say it feels good to be back in Charlotte.
It does.
Doing Charlotte FC content, wearing the same shirt by
Yes.
accident. I can't believe you wore that shirt on what day was it? Saturday.
Saturday.
And you're wearing it again today.
A quick
You
watch.
gotta let other people wear the shirt. Cups over cups.
It's a bit on the nose, isn't it? Cups over cups. There are a lot of cup competitions coming up here in Charlotte and specifically for Charlotte FC. And before we talk about those cup competitions, let's talk about your history as a player in cup competitions, because you have participated or played in the FA Cup, you've played in
League
the US
Cup.
Open Cup, you have played in the League Cup as well.
CONCACAF Champions League.
CONCACAF
Not
Champions
UEFA,
League.
not UEFA.
Not UEFA.
Not UEFA Champions
No,
League.
that you only play on FIFA.
Correct.
Correct, right? So tell me a little bit about your experiences in cup competitions, because you've played in so many
Yeah.
in different countries.
It's fun to get away from the league. The league is a lot of pressure, as we know. It's nice to let your hair down and get away and do something different, play against a team that you don't normally play against.
Yeah.
So it's opportunity for the lower team a lot of the time to go, nothing to lose. And for the bigger team, it's a banana peel that you could slip on.
I was just going to mention that the FA Cup is one of the reasons that my fantasy team, Premier League fantasy team, is going to get killed this weekend, because there are a couple of
You meant
semifinals.
to plan ahead.
I know, I don't plan ahead.
I've been doing my
you.
planning.
I have children, Lloyd Sam, to think about. But let's talk about the US Open Cup, because
Yeah.
it is the longest active soccer competition in this country. The third round is going to kick off next week. Charlotte FC have been slated to face Tormenta FC out of Georgia, who play in the USL League One. They were actually USL League One champions in 2022.
Oh,
and
really?
they gave
Okay.
Inter Miami a really hard time
You've
in
done
the
your
USL.
research,
Well, I
Eric
remember this
Krakauer.
game specifically
Okay.
because it took a masterful performance, I think, from Drake Callender in goal for them not to be Inter Miami, that is. I mentioned that only because of the giant-killing theme in these competitions. And you've played in the US Open Cup, and I
Yeah.
believe that you actually lost to teams in the lower division,
Yeah,
didn't you?
yeah. We got whooped by the Cosmos one time.
Big rivalry, by
Big
the way.
rivalry. One of the biggest things about those games is home or away. If you're home at Red Bull Arena, for example, you're winning that game most likely. We went there, and they beat us up. They beat us 3-0. We didn't have some of our stars playing. That was a bad experience we had. There's been some good ones in the Open Cup as well. Actually, another bad one was I was in the semi-final of the Open Cup against Philadelphia Union.
Is that the one where you missed your penalty?
People say it was over the line. Maybe we could get, a clip of that picture.
Yeah.
But yeah, we missed the penalty. Would have been great to say I've won the Open Cup or an FA Cup or a League Cup. But you'll find that in your career, you don't get that many opportunities to win actual trophies.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Open Cup is fun. I mean, you want to go and enjoy it, but you don't want to take any team lightly.
Right.
I remember we talked about this last year when it was against Greenville Triumph.
Yep.
If you remember that
And
game.
that was a tough game.
Especially the first half. That was an away game.
Yep.
So
Good team,
Home and away is big.
but
yeah.
in the end, it was a win for Charlotte. And then they beat the Richmond Kickers after that, and then they fell to the New York Rebels in New Jersey at Montclair University. You went to that
I
game.
went to
It was
that
a
game.
cold night. It was an ugly game.
Oh, it was one of the ugliest games I can remember watching in a while, being present at. It was cold. It was quite horrible and mean, the game. It was a very physical game
Yeah.
for Red Bulls. College field as well, without
Turf.
real stands, your
Bad
bleachers
turf.
on one side. That was a tough game.
Charlotte are hosting their first U.S. Open game against Tormenta.
Yeah.
It is not actually being played at Bank of America Stadium. It is being played at the Sportsplex in Matthews.
Yeah.
And this is a great opportunity to get a win in a big competition. One that you not only can get silverware in, but one that if you win qualifies you for the CONCACAF Champions League, which then is an opening to the FIFA Club World Cup. I guess the last point on the US Open Cup would be to remind everybody that this is a competition that is littered with cup sets, if you will. So despite the fact that Tormenta FC are 2 leagues below Major League Soccer, Charlotte can't go into that game taking them lightly.
Yeah, of course, of course. Everybody's supporting, the underdog in these games. It's just normal that everybody wants a cup set. It's probably important to know that, everybody wants to see you lose if you're the bigger team. So don't take them lightly.
Let's talk about another cup competition, and that's the Leagues Cup.
I think a lot of people are not familiar with this cup. You're gonna have to, get into some of the details about this.
I will. So the
Okay.
Leagues Cup is a competition that pits MLS clubs against Liga MX clubs, and there's been, the ongoing discussion for years about which league is the better one out of the two. For the most part, Liga MX have been better than MLS, but MLS has finally caught up. Last year, the Seattle Sounders won the CONCACAF Champions League. Well, the Leagues Cup, I think, is going to be a better metric because it includes every MLS team, every Liga MX team from the top division, then they get to face each other. Charlotte will be playing Necaxa, which is a storied club that has actually won the Champions League, and they'll play FC Dallas as well. They'll host Necaxa at home. 2 games in the group stage.
2 games in the group stage, and what do you have to do to qualify?
So win 3 points, a draw is 1 point, but after the 90 minutes, then they go to penalties. So it's a point for the draw and an extra point for whoever wins the penalty shootout.
So similar to
exactly
MLS
exactly the same as MLS Next Pro, which I like to see, right? I mean,
it's some fun.
You're gonna get a little bit more out of it, and you get to refine your penalties.
Listen, I'm an English man, but I like the American game because they come with ideas and they make it interesting. Things change. This sounds fun. Again, you get away from the league, you get to play some other teams.
And there are bragging rights at stake here, beyond MLS bragging rights. This is like a continental bragging rights competition. Every team is going to go into this competition with an opportunity to start on a clean slate during that period of time, so middle of July to the middle of August. MLS is taking a break, so the sole focus will be on Leagues Cup.
That's what really puts emphasis on, okay, this is important, because you don't have to rest guys necessarily for it. You already know that this is your main focus at that time.
You want to take these competitions seriously because you want to get into the CONCACAF Champions League. And if you win the CONCACAF Champions League, you get an opportunity to face the winners of
the best
other
clubs
confederations.
in the world.
There is another cup competition.
Oh, we got more
this summer.
cups. Cups
This
over
one
cups.
does not involve Charlotte
We
FC.
got cheers again.
Cheers to that. So those previous 2, all about Charlotte FC. This third one doesn't include
You have to sip
the
your coffee
crown.
after cheers.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Break the rule.
I thought that was the rule when you choose. But what's the last cup?
It's the Gold Cup.
The Gold Cup.
A biannual
We're
tournament.
talking about the Gold Cup.
The Gold Cup, we're
Okay.
talking about it. The Gold Cup is being played from June 24th to July 16th. There is a double header on, I forgot to write the date down. I think it's the 3rd of July. There is a double header.
Yeah.
Yes, Ian's giving me the
Second.
Oh, it's the 2nd.
Yeah.
I thought he was going, peace, man.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Ian.
On the 2nd,
Yeah.
there's a doubleheader being played at Bank of America Stadium between the United States and Nicaragua. And then the second game is Honduras versus Haiti, which is great for the Honduran community here in Charlotte. So this is a North American championship. So this is the equivalent of a European championship in Europe, obviously, a Euro. So this is a big deal.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal. This is a soccer town already. And bringing, national teams and Gold Cup to Charlotte.
And they're ravenous for more soccer. So lots at stake for Charlotte FC into distinctive competition. Something at stake here for the US men's national team as well, who won the last Gold Cup, as well as the Nations League, or is it the League of Nations? It's the Nations League.
The Nations League.
League of Nations.
There's a lot going on these days.
Completely
Nations
different
League.
thing.
Do we have to explain Nations League? People are like, please, explain Nations League, or please don't.
No, definitely not. I think we've done enough explaining. That's it for us, big soccer heads. Hope to see you soon.
You're still with the big soccer head stuff, huh?